Let's talk today on large bowel issues, focusing more on dreaded colon cancer. Your alimentary canal includes pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and the anus. Today we are discussing on the debilitating medical conditions affect your large gut only. This last part of your digestive system functions to absorb water from the remaining indigestible food matter and to pass the waste material from the alimentary canal through the anal canal. It is a segment of the alimentary canal where the beneficial microbes dwell, producing chemicals to protect the inner lining of the large gut through the process of fermentation of prebiotics like fiber. The large intestine consists of cecum, colon, rectum, and the anal canal. If you ever experience frequent bloating of the abdomen, colics, discomfort in your tummy, alterations in bowel movements, tiredness at the end of the day, losing weight, depressed with lethargy, you need to take the symptoms seriously and see your doctor soon. Alterations or changes in bowel habits means that you are not regular as before, or maybe passing scanty stools, or maybe constipated or having loose motions. Let's discuss what issues can cause these problems. Let's now talk about ulcerative colitis. It is an inflammatory disease which affects the inner lining of your large gut. It is a disease which debilitates you with life-threatening issues like turning into cancer. The inner lining of the large gut is seen red or inflamed with ulcers scattered or localized to one region. Exact cause of the condition is unknown, although it's thought to be the result of a problem with the immune system, that is the defensive system. Genetics may be a cause, that is, inherited genes are a factor in the development of ulcerative colitis. And of course, there are environmental factors too. Radiological examination, that is through barium enema X-rays, demonstrates haustral folds in the entire descending colon with small ulcerations. There is no specific treatment for ulcerative colitis, only temporizing measures to relieve symptoms. Studies have shown probiotics may improve intestinal mucosal barrier function and immune system function and promote secretion of anti-inflammatory factors, thereby inhibiting the growth of harmful bacteria in the intestines. Crohn's disease is also an inflammatory disease like ulcerative colitis that can affect any part of the gastroesophageal tract from the mouth to the anus. Symptoms of both ulcerative and Crohn's disease are similar, and there is no cure but only temporizing measures for the symptoms. Let's discuss divertical disease of the large bowel. In this condition, small bulges called diverticula, like little sacs, spout out from the walls of the large gut. They are most common in the sigmoid colon, the part of the gut above the rectum. The most common cause attributed to the condition is dietary, a low in fiber and high in fat diet results in the formation of hard stools, and consequently the pressure within the bowel rises and results in the pouches. These sacs remain dormant for a long time and gives no problems. The condition is diagnosed through barium enema X-rays and through colonoscopy. The common symptoms are abdominal distension and pain in association with diarrhea or constipation. They can get inflamed and abscesses may form around the diverticula, and antibiotics seem to settle temporarily. Perforation or with failure of medical therapy, segmental resection surgery may be indicated. Let's discuss about cancer of the large bowel. Risk of cancer of the large bowel is prevalent among Sri Lankan population. Colorectal cancer is the fourth leading cancer among men and sixth leading cancer among women in Sri Lanka, according to authors Yasser Samarakon, Nalaka Gunawardena, and Aloka Patrina. They further said that the high prevalence of being at risk of colorectal cancer indicates the necessity of screening for colorectal cancer as a program in Sri Lanka. Considering the logistic difficulties in offering follow-up diagnostic colonoscopic examination for all, the study recommends that those found as high risk be referred for colonoscopy. Further, the high incidence occurs under the age of 50. Why such a high incidence of colon cancer among Sri Lankans when only a very small amount is linked to inherited genes? The most inherited syndromes that increase colon cancer risk is a high incidence of polyps in the large bowel. One reason why the incidence among Sri Lankans is the consumption of the red meat from cattle seems very high. Cattle red meat is much cheaper than goat meat, and the average person can well afford to purchase cattle red meat, that is beef. In most beef stalls in the main cities like Colombo and Kandy, the beef seems to be selling fast, and you need to sometimes stand in a queue when the carcasses are brought with the health approval seal from the health authorities about 10 o'clock in the morning. The incidence of consumption of pork is high among the population in the coastal regions of Sri Lanka. Processed meats like sausages, hot dogs, bacon are freely available in the supermarkets today, and they seem to sell fast. Processed foods that are high in sugar and low in fiber and nutrients have been linked to a higher cancer risk in the colon. Researchers have found that a diet causes blood sugar levels to spike is associated with an increased incidence and risk of large bowel cancer. Diets that include lots of vegetables, fruits, and whole grain have been linked with a decreased risk of colon cancer. In Sri Lankan markets, leafy veggies are cheap, but not all veggies like beetroot, tomatoes, potatoes, and many others are out of the reach of the average wage earner. Obesity also seems to increase the risk of large bowel cancer. Body weight contributes to insulin resistance, and eating more carbs and foods with added sugars seems to be the cause of obesity in such situations. There are certain superfoods that fight and prevent cancer, such as most veggies containing cancer-fighting antioxidants and poly and phytochemicals. For example, cruciferous vegetables, including broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage, contain sulforaphane, a substance that has been shown to reduce tumor size in mice by more than 50%. Vegetarians, including vegans who consume plant based foods, have a reduced risk of developing or dying from colon cancer. Ketogenic diet lowers blood sugars and insulin levels, seems to reduce the risk of colon cancer. The bottom line is that all inflammatory diseases and cancer of the large bowel are incurable conditions. Cancer can be cured if detected early. It is reasonable to say that you should see your doctor for an annual screening checkup for cancer if there is such risk and a family history. Chronic inflammatory diseases must be diagnosed early for better palliative care and longevity. Hope this talk was useful. Please be aware of these tummy issues and get investigated early for better health and well being. With my blessings, thank you.